So one of the most common questions I get asked on my journey is, how do you afford to pay for this? Which I suppose is something I would probably ask somebody, is how much does it cost? What's your budget? So I'm going to give you a quick breakdown while cycling. I'm not going to make it boring, just hopefully. Numbers are a bit boring, to be honest. So if you don't find numbers interesting, go and watch this video here, because this is much more interesting than money. However, if you're interested in money, stay over here. So it's not quite simple to say how much money I've spent on it, because we started with 2 people with a pot. Since then we split that in half and there's one. Easiest way to say it is we had 10,000 each. By 10,000 pounds sterling is what I'm working in. So all these numbers from now on are Great British pounds. See that? That's smoke. It's not fog. It's horrible. Anyway, so 10 grand. Out of that 10 grand, I've bought a flight, number of flights. I'd say a flight to Korea, a couple of hundred. Flight to Korea for a couple of hundred. Flight from Japan, 700 odd, 600, something like that. So it's like £1,000 on flights. Big expense. That's 10% of the budget. I've bought a new camera, a new drone. Altogether, it's probably about 2.5 grand. The camera itself didn't cost that much. It's the camera plus a few lenses, the drone plus a spare battery, plus then D-filters, all added up. Probably I'd say 2.5 grand. So that's 3.5 grand there. That leaves me with £6,500. Currently have about 4 grand left, just over. Now, one really good thing is you guys have been able to support me through Patreon. That is one of my income streams. I only started it back in February, March, and at the moment I'm making $200 a month, which is wonderful. Because as a creator, these cars are annoying. As a creator and someone that's basically putting out free videos, I work quite hard on them, put hours a week into filming, editing, all the equipment that goes into making it for your entertainment. And what I'm hoping to do is add extra value. Not you fund my journey, me give you value, exclusive content, early access, postcards from wherever I am in the world. And that's all the offer for you to support me, which is making a huge difference. Because otherwise that 4 grand I've got left won't get me around the world. Now if I do run out of money, I'll have to stop and work, get a proper job, which is okay with me. Not really, if I don't have to do it. I'm trying to turn my video creation skills into my job, and I want to be I am a filmmaker. That is my job. So that is what I am now saying, that's what I do, filmmaker. So yeah, I try to spend no more than $10 a day. Now that number's not really accurate, because for example, some days this month, for example, I spent about 5-6 days with Larry and Lisa and didn't spend a penny of that time, because they were the kindest, most wonderful, warmest host in the world, and they paid for all my food and free accommodation, which was brilliant, obviously, but it's just brilliant in many ways. Now before that I had to pay for a new rim for my bike, for my new wheel rim. That cost $100. So kind of that $10 a day is an average. So the aim is to spend as little as possible. Cook my own food, camp, and then repairs, visas. And there's no more flights now, hopefully, all the way to Argentina. Obviously I have to tackle the Darien Gap in either getting boats across it or walking through it, which isn't recommended apparently. because it is horrible, full of drug cartel and gangsters and animals that kill you. This smoke is horrible in my chest. So yeah, that's it, pretty short. How I fund my journey. YouTube pays me a little bit, not an awful lot as you can imagine, but it's not to be sniffed at. And Patreon is my main source of income. Occasionally the odd super kind soul will give me a donation on PayPal, which is so appreciated. That's happened maybe a handful of times on this journey, and yeah, I can't express how much that means. It's just so unexpected and random. But the Patreon's really good for me because it's a recurring payment, so I can plan ahead. I don't know for certain, but pretty much it's almost as long as I keep providing value, I'll have whatever's been pledged generally. And so far all the pledges have just come through. I think you guys, my audience, if you are a patron or not, I'm really quickly discovering that my audience is really like-minded like me. If you've come and found this video, you're probably into bike touring, being outside in nature, pushing yourself, or you just want to learn about the world. So yeah, I'm finding lots of like-minded people through my YouTube channel, which is brilliant. I never expected that when I first started it. Got a bit of a hill to climb now. So there we go. That's how I fund my journey. Savings and making videos. All right, let's get up this hill in this foggy conditions.